Hey, everybody. Welcome back to this week's episode of Surviving Life's Pickles. Thank you for taking the time today to hang out with us for this hour. We are so grateful that you guys share your time with us to listen to the information, the stories, the guests, and everything that happens on this show. Really, it just makes us so happy, and we look forward to this week we look forward to this day every week because we love connecting with all of you and we love interacting with you. And so thank you again for taking this time to hang out with us. I'm sitting with my lovely, amazing, wonderful wife today. How you doing, Hill?
I'm doing really good today.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, we got a fun episode for you today. But like every one of our episodes, if this is your first time tuning in, we start off our episodes with gratitude and what we're grateful for the day. And one of the reasons we do this is because gratitude plays such an important part of our daily routine. And we love spreading that around and sharing that with everybody else because it really does set the tone for the episode, but it sets the tone for the day when we just start our days or end our days with gratitude.
I would agree.
So, Hill, why don't you go ahead and start us off? What are you grateful for today?
Well, last week I had mentioned I'm grateful for my mom. I'm just going to kind of add to that slightly. I'm grateful for my family and all the love and support that they give to us. Um and especially my mom here close to Mother's Day. But I'm also grateful for the opportunity that I have to be a bonus mom and knowing that I might not have ever had the opportunity to be a mother. I'm just grateful that you allowed me to be a part of your kid's life and how amazing those boys are and just the reward that I get from it. So,
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
yeah. What about you? What are you grateful for?
Well, I am really, there's so many things, but I'm so grateful for right now is new experiences that I get to have with family, friends, but specifically our boys.
Mhm.
This last weekend, Dom has been expressing a lot of interest in biking finally. And it just warms my heart. I've wanted to have my boys want to go mountain biking with me and be outside and do something that I love very dear with me. I thought it would be so great. And the fact that he's really dove in, we bought him a new bike
Mm.
and he literally did not get off it the entire weekend. He wore me out.
Yeah.
He's got the coolest biking farmer's tan I've ever seen,
Yep, with the glove line.
the glove line and the shirt line.
Yep.
So only, I don't know, 8 inches of his arm has a tan. The rest of him's pretty white. So I love it. And it's just to be able to share that activity and share that calmness, but also share the physical part of it where, we're doing something physical, keeping our bodies healthy and just having a blast doing it.
Mhm.
It warmed my heart, and I was so happy to be able to start doing that, and I'm so looking forward to him riding on the mountain bike team this year and being able to come along and ride along with them. I think it's gonna be such a great experience.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to it, and just I'm so grateful that he was willing to finally try something new, and lo and behold, he loved it.
Yeah, I know you were like a kid on Christmas when you were like, "I finally have a kid that likes mountain biking."
Yeah.
And it's so fun to watch him and how excited he is about it. And just that he has this new thing that he's excited about, that he's already passionate about, and I'm just happy that he's not sitting at home playing on video
Yeah.
games. So,
Well, and the even funnier part where you say that is if he hasn't been on his bike since we bought it,
mm,
he's been watching YouTube videos all about my
about
mountain
that
bike.
I can
He's watched
yeah.
skills videos, he's watched the Red Bull videos, he's watched just other guys doing stuff, and he's just like super stoked. And even better, Jackson has expressed a little interest now as well. and it might take him a little bit, but he's definitely kind of on the fence now, which this could be just a monumental, amazing summer with both my boys wanting to go mountain biking all the time. I might not get any work done.
Yeah. I'm sorry that I'm not a mountain biker. We attempted it for a very short time, and I almost fell off
Yeah,
a cliff and
you don't have to be
into a
sorry.
bush, but
It's not for everybody.
it's just not
We
for me.
we ride the paved trails together on our other bikes, and it's great,
Yeah.
and it's totally fun.
Yeah, I'm definitely
So,
a paved road person,
yeah,
so
you like the security of the flatness.
I just like the smooth ride and to enjoy the scenery, and I I mean, I do like adrenaline, but I like adrenaline and safety.
Yeah, and the
So,
mountain bike thing isn't quite safe for it,
no.
and that's fine. It's fine. So, and I really appreciate that you've always been open and honest about it. You just didn't push through and try to do something you didn't wanna do. We talked about it, and it's great.
Yeah, I'm always up for trying things.
Yeah,
Also jumping out of planes and
yeah,
things like that, but as soon as I get a taste of it and I know I don't like it, I'm like, "Yeah, I'm tapping out."
yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, again, everybody, it's May, and it is Mental Health Awareness Month.
it is.
And so today, a couple things. We have a special Mother's Day edition for you guys today. We actually had the opportunity to sit down with both of our mothers and talk a little bit with them about their mental health and what their daily routines look like and how it looks differently now from when they were raising kids. And we'll get into that and let you guys just enjoy those conversations here in a minute. But one thing we wanted to do is give you guys some more things to think about. Last episode, we did talk about some self care stuff
Mhm.
for Mental Health Month. Well, today, kind of on the same lines, but a little different. What we wanted to touch on is listening to your gut.
Mhm.
We all have this inner voice,
Intuition.
intuition, your gut, your whatever you want.
The still small voice is
Yeah. I
what
mean,
they used to call it in church.
whatever you want to call that inside part of you that navigates you through feelings, kind of guides you through emotions.
Guides you through life.
It does guide you through life. And listening to it, sometimes we all get sidetracked. I know there's been times in my life where I have had that voice going off or had that feeling making me sick in my stomach because I knew I shouldn't be doing something and I did it anyway. And over time, if you keep doing that, the kind of that part of you gets quiet
Yeah, it starts to kinda go away.
and go away and not really respond. It's still there. But if you're not listening, it's not putting all the effort into it either. Well, I wanted to talk about how important it really is to listen to yourself because the older I've get, the more knowledge I've gained from a lot of people that we've talked with here on the show,
Yeah.
therapists, things over the last couple years. That really is your true self talking to you. That is you. And that part of you is in tune with your higher power and the universe. That's the part of you that is still connected to that energy.
Yeah.
And it really tries to help guide you, warn you. It's what engages your fear sometimes.
Mhm.
It's what engages your happiness sometimes. And it gives you these warnings and signs and different things if things don't quite feel right.
Mhm.
And I've been lucky enough to have learned this, like I saying, over the last couple years and really started to use it. I mean, there was the time that I talked about on one of our episodes that I listened to it when I sat down with that homeless guy for lunch.
Yeah.
There's been times where I knew I probably shouldn't go somewhere and I didn't, and then find out something had happened, later on. It was really great I was there. But over the last week, I have been involved in some car trouble. Let's just leave it there.
Truck
And
trouble.
I've had a couple instances over the last week where I have just felt, don't drive.
Mm.
Or I have felt, you know what? This probably isn't a good idea. Let's look at this differently. And I have listened to that voice proudly. I can say this each time, and I have made it home safely, or I haven't had any issues because I listened to it and I changed my plans because of that voice. And I just want to say how powerful it is. And again, everybody, it's something that's just part of you. It is you.
Mhm.
And listen to it, engage it. I mean, what advice or things do you have about listening to your gut, Hill?
Something that comes to mind is, and with us doing this Mother's Day episode, is the mother's intuition. And even though I am not biologically connected to my kids, I still feel like I have a connection with them. And I've had certain feelings of when they're not doing okay or when other family members aren't doing okay. And I feel the need to reach out. With myself, I've had multiple experiences. If you go back and listen to my story, there was the time that I had after my overdose where I had woken up and somebody was calling my name. And that was, I remember at the time, I definitely had brushed it off as I was on drugs, I was hallucinating. But as I look back on it, that was one of the moments that changed my whole entire life. And that was one of the moments that I made a decision to actually start listening to my intuition, actually start listening to even just other people because I didn't trust my intuition at the time, um, to help guide me. And until and listening to other people until I could learn to listen to myself again.
Yeah.
And there's multiple times where things just don't feel right or things have felt off. Some people call it red flags. Some people, call it angels, whatever you want to call it. But they're out there. There's signs, there's symbols, there's that feeling. There's multiple things that the universe is trying to tell us.
Yeah.
And it's being quiet enough and mindful enough within yourself to see it, to hear it, and to actually listen to it and make actions towards it.
Well, and it's being present. We've talked about being present in the moment.
Mhm.
Don't focus on the past. Don't worry about the future. Plan for the future, but don't worry about it. Let it happen. And when you're living more in that present moment, living for the day, living for what's right there, that's when you're able to listen to these things more. On the other note, the one thing I really wanted to hit
Mhm.
with listening to this inner self, we teach this in our suicide prevention classes,
Mhm.
in our mental health first aid classes and things, is if you see something with somebody else, you have this feeling with somebody else,
Or you notice
or
things.
you notice these signs and symptoms of that are out of the norm for somebody else. These are your voice is going to speak up. Your gut is going to be there. It's going to guide you. I've had experiences where I've seen these things and I've tried and reached out, like with the homeless guy when I was able to meet with him and talk with him, with our friend that we lost to suicide. I seen some of those signs and I was able to reach out beforehand. Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough at that time, and I didn't have enough help, to help with that situation. But we teach that you need to always assume that you are the only person that's having that feeling
And the only person that's gonna say something.
and the only person that's going to reach out and ask. So when it is telling you something about somebody else, it's showing you signs, it's giving you these feelings, you really need to strongly listen because you don't know if it could save that person's life that day.
Yeah.
An example of this is Joe from the I Love You Bro project. That project started because he listened to that voice.
He did.
That day, he said, "You need to pull over. This guy is going to jump off this bridge.
Mhm.
You need to stop and you need to go over to him." If Joe wouldn't have listened to that, we would have lost Aaron that day. And the I Love You Bro project would have never been born.
Yeah. Mm.
And because he listened, he saved Aaron's life. And he started this movement that is just grenaded in such a good way. It's just so explosive right now and how it's growing
Yeah.
and how many men he's helping along the way, all because he trusted his gut.
Mhm. Yeah. Another thing that comes to mind with the interviews that we did with the moms was living in positivity, because I feel like both of them kind of mentioned something about
Being positive.
being positive. And I feel like that has to do with your intuition as well,
Yeah.
because when we're constantly living in the negative, that's when we can't see those signs, those symptoms, or we can't necessarily listen to our intuition.
Yeah. Kind of some of those wavelengths are blocked.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, having a more positive attitude is going to open you up to be more receptive.
Mhm.
And receptive, if you think about it, we need to be able to receive
Yeah.
these feelings. We need to be able to receive these emotions. And if, for us, we're addicts, and when you numb yourself out with most things, anything that you're numbing yourself out with,
Mhm.
it blocks you from being present and being able to use your gut and listen to it.
It absolutely does.
And so that's kind of our little message we wanted to share before diving into the interviews with our moms today is, guys, women, friends, family, take a step, take a breath, and just feel. Listen to your gut when it's talking to you. Listen to that voice when it says, hey, maybe you don't want to do this. Or if you continue to do this, something's going to happen. Or, hey, Joe over here, he's struggling. You notice this and this, you need to reach out because guess what? Nobody else is going to.
Mhm.
Well, I just think it's so important and it's been really on my mind. One thing I want to, I've been back and forth on sharing songs and lyrics, and I usually tie it into my gratitude.
Mhm.
Today, I just want to tie it into being aware of yourself and maybe kind of getting back to that space where you're being present.
Okay.
And I wanted to share this, read these lyrics to this song. And then what we'll do is we'll dive into our interviews with our moms.
Okay.
So this song is by Corey Red and it's called Church. And yes, Hillary's over here just kind of looking at me because I am a little obsessed with this singer right now. She really just has a good spot in my heart right now. And this song's called Church. So I want to read just the first part of this song to you because it is talking about how she's trying to find that part of herself again.
Okay.
So I have been sitting in the deep end, confiding into my demons that I've neglected healing. I've been chasing this version of me that I've been hating for years. Wasted mistakes I feared that I'm making, and it's a hard swallow that lingers and stings. When you're screaming out, but nothing's leaving your teeth, and the bottle's heavier than the more that I drink, I try everything on my knees. Somebody take me to church. I need to find God, searching for purpose in every vice that feels wrong, trying to hide the pain, end up in the dark. Just left when I feel I lost it all. Somebody take me to church.
Mm.
And that part of that song just says, you know what? Don't let the demons overtake. You can do it. And listen to that voice. It's going to guide you down the right directions if you're present and you're open.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really do like that one.
Yeah. One thing I just want to add with us just having Mother's Day is correlating a little bit with my gratitude, but I just want to wish all of our listeners out there that are mothers or have mothers or
Our soon to be mothers.
soon to be mothers, um, just a happy Mother's Day. And I hope that everybody enjoyed it and were spoiled, because mothers really are the ultimate amazing. There's so many words that I can't even articulate them right now, but it's just one of the most thankless jobs. And mothers give everything for their families. And I'm just so grateful for the mothers out there.
Yeah. Well, that dives right in as we go into these interviews. One reason we wanted to do these interviews, we've talked about it
Mhm.
for a while now and
Yeah.
just never knew how to kind of tie it in. But really, our moms are such huge influence on us when we are growing up
Mhm.
and even now. They're so influential to our mental health
They are.
and good, bad, in the middle, just neutral. Their actions and the things that they teach us when we're younger develops some of our mental health skills.
They do.
It also can change how we feel about some of our mental health. Because when we were growing up, and this is going to date us, I mean, we're talking 35, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
When we were growing up, mental health was not a topic talked about. When our moms were raising us when we were young kids, mental health was suck it up.
Mhm.
Mental health was nope, it's your own problem, deal with it.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Yeah. If you went to a therapist, you were sick.
You were sick or you were crazy,
Yeah.
cuckoo.
Mhm.
So it's changed so much over the past 40 years
Yeah.
that we thought it would be kind of fun and interesting to talk to our moms and ask these questions. Because this is one thing that, quite honestly, I've never really sat down with my mom and had open discussions about mental health in general. We've talked about struggles that I've gone through. We've talked about some things that have happened in the past and worked through some of our issues and things like that. But we've never sat down and actually just had a discussion. And I've never asked her about her mental health.
Yeah.
And the interview that we sat down with her was really eye opening to me. And I learned a lot about her. Some things were just kind of revisited and like, oh, okay, yeah, I knew that. And some things were new.
Mhm.
And I'm so excited to be able to share this short little interview with my mom, with everybody. And the same for your mom. Like,
Yeah.
we got to know her a little bit more.
I did. I found some similarities in your mom with her mental health of being out in nature and things like that. And I just really loved that connection that I never knew that I had with her.
Well, and me as well.
Yeah.
Like, there was things and the similarities between both of our moms. There's some, and I'd love everybody to listen and see if they can pick those out when they're listening to both of them, because there are some similarities. So that's a little bit of the background of why we wanted to share some information and little short interviews with our moms. Is they've played such a valuable and a crucial role in our lives, like I said, good, bad, and positive, about how our mental health has got to the state it is, how they've supported us. But it was really awesome to listen to what they do
Mhm.
and how it's affected them over the years.
I agree.
So
Yeah. They are such an immense a part of us. And it was such pleasure to sit down with them and talk with them about this and to also just be able to share it with you guys.
yeah.
So,
So we're really excited. We really hope you guys enjoy these short little interviews that we did with our parents.
mm,
And I hope you get to know our moms a little bit better.
yeah.
So, in case you don't get it when we're talking, my mom is Debbie Slade. She will be our first interview you guys are going to hear. And then Hillary's mom is Cindy, or as everybody knows her, Grandma Cindy. So, we really hope you guys enjoy these. You get to know a little bit more about us and you get to meet our moms.
Yeah.
So, without any further ado, I hope you enjoy these interviews and we'll talk to you afterwards. Well, everybody, it is our special Mother's Day episode, as we talked about it, as we did our little intro for everybody. And we are now sitting here with my mom, Debbie.
Hello.
And we're excited for a few minutes here just to sit down with her on this beautiful Mother's Day and talk about her mental health, what she's kind of done over the years to keep sane by raising a kid like myself, and all the craziness that went on with that, and how she's dealing, if it's any different now with all the kids out of the house and being retired, or if the mental health thing still looks the same. Because I'm going to guess just before we get into this, that it's probably changed a little bit over the years because we all adapt and grow as humans. So thank you
You're
for
welcome.
being willing to sit down and say hi to everybody.
Glad to be here.
So, well, I guess the first question is how's Mother's Day been so far?
Quiet.
That's-
It's just another day around here with the kids all gone. So it's nice when people come in and say Happy Mother's Day. Lots of text messages. Friends from Ohio have texted and said Happy Mother's Day and visited with family. So it's been good.
Well, that's great. Well, I guess one of the questions that we thought of at first is really, what did mental health look like when you were a young mother raising little kids? 'Cause it's definitely different.
Yeah. And I think as every child came, I only had two, it sounds like a lot, but I only had the two, but I learned differently. But when you were a baby and a new mother and born in the middle of the winter in Rexburg, Idaho, and 40 below and colic, it was hard. You couldn't get out, you couldn't do anything. We were a one-car family, so basically I was stuck in the house. And we had really good neighbors. And one day they came knocking on my door, Sharon and Don Archibald, and they said, "What can we do to help?" And I said, I don't know. And they says, "Bundle up, go for a walk, go to the post office." And because we had to go to the post office to get our mail every day, it wasn't delivered at home. And so it was about the middle of March, maybe towards the end of March. So it's still really cold up there. But I put my hat and coat on and went for a mile walk and came back, and that's what I needed. I needed a break from the constant crying and that was going on at that time. And so it was eye-opening to me that even though I couldn't see it, somebody else could see that I needed, some help. And for me, and it has always been this way, getting outdoors,
Being outside for a minute.
being outside for a minute, it grounds me.
Do you, and the question is I know back then you didn't have a Walkman or a CD player or anything. So it's just walking and enjoying the quietness. Do you still do that now that you have music so accessible, or do you walk around with music now versus quiet?
I do not. I go quiet. I spend a lot of time. I listen to a lot of books on my audiobooks, but when I go for a walk, it's what I'm doing. I am walking, and I'm enjoying, and that way I can take in the sounds, the sights, the smells, everything out there, and enjoy it, and just bring it all in, and not be distracted by something else.
Well, we were talking yesterday with another guy, and he's been starting these 1 mile walks twice a day for his quiet time, but also for his digestion. And he's been doing them for almost a month, and he's noticed that because he's focusing on his breathing and just the quietness and around, that he feels better physically and mentally. So
And that's with Cooper, our doggy. He was crate trained, and so he has for his daily walks. It's every day he goes for about a mile walk morning and evening. And that has been my salvation for years, is to be able to take that dog for his walk. Sometimes he gets walked more than 2 or 3 times a day because I need an out.
I've noticed me and you share the love of the audiobooks, and I actually can't listen to the audiobooks when I'm walking because I get too distracted with what's around me and just prefer to almost walk in quiet and listen to the birds and all the things that are going on around me versus being distracted by trying to listen to a story. So
That's the way it is for me. I just enjoy my outdoor time.
So other than doing walks, what is kind of in your daily routine or weekly routine now?
Well, I work out. So my goal is that I work out 5 days a week, and I spend at least a half hour. Usually it's more like 45 minutes. And I have different routines that I do, but that's with weights or, just whatever, but I do that, and that's my time. In fact, during the whole day, that's the only time that is my time. And sometimes I get frustrated when that gets interrupted, when somebody schedules something on top of my time.
Or when your son calls you in the middle of your workout, which happens more than once?
Yes, it does. And I'm like, wait a minute, got to get you off speaker. But yeah, so I do that. I work out. Um, and I have been doing that for, I don't know, 20 years, maybe longer. And it's just part of who I am. It's my morning wake up and I do it in the morning.
So I guess the other question is when we were little, mental health was a completely different conversation than it is today. So knowing what you know today with everything that we've had to deal with, is there any type of advice that you would go back to when we were little, or even any type of even activity that you would implement when we were little so that maybe it would have helped us build better habits for mental health awareness and just our mental health overall now?
Well, that's a hard question because um, you and your sister are so different. And for you, your mental health came with being positively rewarded constantly. You needed it to have the accolades. And, when you got in trouble, don't waste your time trying to punish you because, I mean, basically you would turn and look at me and say, that's the best you got. So I think just you needed that positive reinforcement. And I think that that's something that you didn't get enough of. So that's the one thing I would change is to give you more of that.
I like that answer a lot. So the other question that we had talked about is, if you had to give yourself a piece of advice 20 years ago for mental health, what would you give yourself that you would have appreciated to know 20, 30 years ago that would have helped you to up till today?
To be okay with me. I've always set really, really high standards, not just for myself, but for everybody around me, and expected other people to live up to those standards. And that was unrealistic. But I also held myself to such a high standard all the time that it caused unhappiness when those standards, I couldn't keep them up. And so I think if looking back now, if I could have just learned to be happy with me and to love me at that moment and to embrace that moment in life instead of trying to be something that I'm not.
Well, it just resonates that I'm thinking right now is just you wanted to live in that present moment instead of focusing on everything that was coming up. If you could have done a little bit more of that.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, I've got a good question for you. What is the best piece of advice that your mother gave you?
That one's easy.
Yeah.
And I try and I'm still living it. And it goes back to when I was young, before I even left home. Do something nice for somebody else every day.
Oh,
Look for somebody else who's in need, somebody else who needs to be cheered up, something. Do something for somebody else every single day. In today's world, it's harder,
mhm.
but sometimes it's just a text message to say, I'm thinking about you. Sometimes it's a phone call, but that has been my salvation when I have been at my lowest
Mhm.
and just feeling like I can't cope with what's going on. I can hear her tell me, go do something for somebody else, and you'll see a different perspective on it.
It's perfect. I love that answer.
Well, that brings up a question. You bring up grandma. And so I have to ask, what's something else that you notice grandma did for you as far as trying to encourage good mental health or good routines when you were growing up? That other than just the piece of advice, what's something else that really stands out that she really tried to instill?
I think mom's big focus was helping us develop talents. She saw, something that we liked or something that we were good at, and she tried really hard to encourage us to develop those talents and to use those to help us feel good about ourselves and to achieve something that greater than what we were. And that was really good. She also taught me to look for the positive in people. When Scott was little, I can't even begin to describe some days. And I would talk to her on the phone and it was the worst day ever and this and this and that, whatever. And she would tell me, and it would be more than once, she would say this, at the end of the day, find something positive to say to him about him. She says, some days it may only be, you have beautiful blue eyes, but you make sure you do that.
Well, and just so everybody has reference, I had a lot of those Alexander and the no good, horrible, very bad days in a row as a kid. It was my favorite book, and I kind of lived life a little bit like that there for a few years. Well, I was a little rambunctious. So
Tested the limits.
That rolls right into my next question. Is there anything that your parents did with you that you swore you were never going to do with your kids, but you ended up doing it anyways?
Well, yeah. Yeah. I'll just leave it at that.
Just, yeah, okay. A few things, but
My mom was a saint.
mhm.
She really was. But she grew up on a farm.
Yeah.
And for a long time, I thought my name was You Little Shit.
Mhm.
I think for a while Scott thought that was his name.
Yeah. I think my dogs think that's their name sometimes too.
So yeah, I said I would never. But it's ingrained, kind of.
is.
It just happens.
Yeah. For
So,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
I regret that.
It's okay. We all kind of take on what we were raised with, and I know there's plenty that I have that I said I was never going to do that my mom did, and honestly, little shit was probably one of them.
Yeah.
So, and the boys constantly call me out on it all the time of the swear words and stuff, and I always tell them, well, Grandma Cindy says the word, and so it's not a swear word,
Right?
So,
Where I was raised, I don't know. I think I was unique. Our family was unique how we were raised. We were raised with two very loving, caring parents who worked hard and provided for everything that we possibly could need and want. I mean, we didn't have a lot, but we felt rich because we were loved. We had rules and we knew what they were. We had standards. We knew what they were. And I think that most of the time I lived the rules and standards because I didn't want to let my dad down. Because I did not, he's the one person on this earth I did not want to disappoint would be my dad. I had that much respect for him.
well, and it goes back to the way a lot of the things that I seen when I was younger, when we moved back here and we spent more time at Grandma and Grandpa's house. I do remember a lot of similarities of things that what Grandma would do that you did, and none of them were bad, but you could tell, you could see that that's where it came from, and it's kind of nice to be able to pass some of those down generation to generation too, because you get a little bit of that person with some of those.
I agree. I think that's good.
Oh, well, we're sitting here today, and you are about to embark on a new adventure this week.
Yes.
And you're going to go be a camp host for the entire summer, you and Brian.
Right.
I'm curious, you're not going to have your gym? You're not going to have your
Oh, but wait.
normals?
I am taking my weights with me.
Okay. So you're going to have your time to work out.
Yes.
But what other plans do you have for the summer? Because walks are definitely going to be great because you're going to be in the mountains.
Right.
But what else have you planned that you can do for you just to make sure you're staying sane? Because there will be times where you have a lot of people in camp. There's going to be times when you're alone. So,
Well, again, the walks. I plan. I've got several of them already planned out. I'm going to do this one this year. I have audiobooks that will help. We play a lot of games. We were joking, saying, "Okay, we're going to go as the campers come in, and we're going to say." It's game night at the camp host site tonight, so come on down, bring your popcorn. course, we would never do that because they'd all think we're crazy. But we've got some plans to add some humor to our routine and things that we've talked about doing. He bought me a little 125 Honda trail bike that I'm learning to ride, so I'll have some adventures on that. And I am going to come home at least once a month for 3 or 4 days. So it'll be good. But yeah, I think just keeping as much of my routine that I have now there by my workouts and being able to walk and those things will help.
Out of all the activities that you've listed, what is the one thing that brings you the most joy out of anything that you do?
My walks.
Your walks.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I walk where we're going to be is where I grew up with my parents camping all my life. And I can't walk through the meadows without getting teary. Thinking of mom and dad and all they did for us as a family and the wonderful times that we had on the mountain and the fun and just my favorite memories are from that time. And so, yeah, my walks.
Yeah, and the nice thing is you still can go through a lot of those meadows. A lot of the same stuff is there. A little bit's changed, but you still get to enjoy it the same way.
Right.
It hasn't been damaged. They haven't done any type of development, which has been great. No cabins or anything up there in that area. So
just outhouses and
yeah,
open road.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for you guys to go on this new adventure. It's been something you've talked about on and off. Hey, this could be fun. This could be fun. And the opportunity came up, which is great. We're excited to come down and spend some time and
Hope you do.
and show the kids and some of the grandkids that haven't been down there yet some of the cool things that we got to do. And so we're excited for you to now encourage us to do it because now you've made the first step. Now you're going to be there. So now we have to come down.
I hope you do because there's so much of that mountain that it's healing. It's a healing place. And I can't think that it can't be.
Yeah. You might come home just extremely happy and you won't get any type of winter blues this year. You'll just be excited, getting ready to go the next year.
I hope that's the way it is. I really do.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as we finish up, the last question, I have two questions for you. One is just a piece of advice in general. What is one of the best pieces of advice you've ever got that has always stuck with you, other than the one that you said Grandma said earlier?
Oh, man. You're making that. A lot of time, we hear a lot nowadays about me time, having to take care of me. And I think the greatest advice that I got, and it wasn't even from my mom. I think it was from Grandma Shelley, is it's not about me. It's about what you can do to make somebody else's life better. Once you get out of me, your life's a lot happier.
Yeah. Sometimes if you focus your me time on somebody else, that's the best way to do it.
I think self-care is important. And I like myself with my workouts. I like to spend time doing my makeup each day, doing my hair, I like those things taking care of me. I like soaking in my hot tub and those are me things. But my focus isn't about me.
Yeah, I like that. Well, and we're going to finish it out because we always start our episodes this way with our guests, but because we're doing this episode a little bit different, we'll end it on what you're feeling grateful for today.
Well, I am grateful for Boulder Mountain because that's where we're going to be. That's where I spent every summer as a child with my family. And then as an adult, there's not been very many years that I've missed. The few years we were in the Air Force, we didn't have that opportunity, but it is a healing place. It's a place where I can reflect on the love I had as a child growing up and the love for my family and for my siblings. We used to all go down together and spend a week, and we had some great times. So, yeah, Boulder Mountain.
That's awesome. Well, everybody, you've heard it right from Grandma Debbie, my mom, that she's going to encourage all of you to get out this summer. Get out, take a walk, enjoy, listen to the noises, listen to nature, get up in the mountains and recharge. That's going to be the challenge from Grandma Debbie on this wonderful special Mother's Day episode that we're throwing out there is all of you take a break and get outdoors. Okay, well, I just want to say we love you and thank you for sitting down with us. We couldn't have done it without you, and I wouldn't be here today without you and all the struggles I put you through. So I have to say thank you.
Someday we'll talk about those. Love you guys too.
We love you so much, and for giving us this honor to sit down with you and talk with you for a short minute. So,
My pleasure.
yeah.
Well, part of our Mother's Day edition here, we are now sitting with, as everybody knows her, Grandma Cindy, Hillary's mom. Thank you for taking a few minutes on Mother's Day to visit with us. We're excited.
You're welcome. Anytime.
So we kind of wanted to start this off and just ask the simple question of what you do for your mental health on a daily basis. What little thing helps you stay bright and happy and grounded all the time?
Grounded.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I've always thought positive attitude is everything. It just what you think is what you are. So I've always thought that you need to show gratitude for everything. No matter how bad the day is, you find a way to show gratitude. Yeah, I also meditation, scriptures, prayer, all of that's part of my daily life.
Yeah. The routine, it sounds like, helps quite a bit.
Yeah.
So the next one we're going to do is, how does your mental health practice look today different from when you were raising little kids and you were younger? What did you do back then for yourself versus now that we know what you do now?
Good question. I'm going to say raising my kids was my mental health, because I enjoyed raising my kids. So I was working. So you always have, doesn't matter if you work 2 days a week or 7 days a week, you always have guilty mother syndrome. But just the spending time with my kids was one thing. I've always liked to read.
Yeah.
So too many nights I would stay up till 1 or 2 in the morning reading, and then have to get up at 6 with kids. But that was my time. I loved reading. And then just I'm trying to think, just the usual things. But again, it was just, I've always thought that positivity was the best part of anything. As soon as you start thinking negatively, then that's what you become.
Yeah. Was it difficult when we were growing up with having dad gone all the time?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because you were kind of almost like a single mom.
Yeah.
For months at a time.
Months at a time. Yeah.
So.
And there sometimes it was fine, it was a breeze, but all the little hiccups, that's when it would get hard. Something breaks down, you're used to having a companion to help with that. We laugh. I says I knew where the sprinkler lines more than he did.
Yeah.
Because at the time we were putting them in, it was summer and I was there. So just the silly little things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't easy. And then again, when he came back, there was always an adjustment. Because having him gone months at a time, once they come back, it's hard to co-parent again.
Yeah, you almost had a routine.
Yeah, because you kind of get in a routine, and then all of a sudden you can start sharing those duties and things again, and it takes an adjustment.
Yeah. What was some of the best advice that your mother gave to you that you've taken with you throughout your life?
Oh, I guess probably not to take things too seriously.
Yeah.
Don't, once that there's, what am I trying to say? She always just took things as they came, good or bad. You take things as they come. So if, never take yourself too seriously. So, and I always thought that was good advice. Yeah.
That's one that everybody can just, if they would all practice that, if everybody would practice that one thing, can you imagine how different and happier the world would be? So I'm going to flip it really fast. Hillary, what is the best advice your mom has ever gave you that you can think of right now?
That's hard. That's hard because I'm not sure I've ever given her really good advice.
No, you have though. I would say it's more of an example of to always keep going, pick yourself up, and to, kind of pick yourself up, brush yourself off, and keep going no matter what. Both of us have gone through a lot, through life. And the one thing my mom has always taught me was to just, don't let yourself get too down. Don't keep yourself in the dumps. Just keep going. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me when I was going through cancer, I had a lot of people say, "Oh, you're so brave," and everything. And it was like, do I have a choice?
yeah.
What do? You either give up or you keep going.
Yeah.
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 So I've always thought that's kind of the way to go.
Yeah. That and just being of service too was another one that I've taken from both of my parents. But just your absolute, how you say that your kids were your mental health. I can see that because you've just given everything to your kids, like consistently, and always been there for all of your kids for anything that they ever needed. Sometimes to our detriment, but So,
well, like I said, yeah, I kind of was an enabling mother, but it's just because I loved so much doing it. That,
Yeah.
It's hard not to go overboard.
Yeah. What is one thing that your parents did with you that you said you were never going to do with your kids, but you ended up doing it anyways?
Oh, I'm trying to think. That's a hard one.
That is a hard one.
It is, because I was one of the youngest in the family. I was number 5 of 6. So my parents were older. And so at that point, they were kind of, they pretty much let us do whatever we wanted to do. But but we always did. They were stern parents. I can't say that. I don't know. Do you know, I honestly can't
really think
of one thing. I mean, they were stern. You had to toe the mark. You had to get good grades. You had to, do your things around the house, that type of thing. And but other than that, they pretty much let us carve our own path.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't really think of one thing.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
So, what do you have coming up this summer that's going to be exciting, or something new that you're looking forward to? Because it's going to get you out of your normal routine, and 2, it's going to reset your mental and physical health because you get to go do something fun, new, exciting. So, what do you have coming up?
Oh, that's a hard one too. We love to travel. So that's always a biggie with me. I always like to get out and see new things and try new things and all of that. We have a couple of just small trips coming up in the summer. And then fall. I says we're kind of planning another big trip in the fall, probably to the back east, Boston, fall foliage, Maine, that area. So we've never spent a lot of time on the East Coast, so we thought that would be fun. Other than that, just the usual things that we do, we love going in the Razor, spending time up, on some property, all that kind of fun stuff. That's probably my most favorite thing for the summer that I can think of.
Yeah.
I had another question and then I just lost it. What is one of the most rewarding things that you feel you've gained by being a mother?
Oh, gosh. That one I'm probably still working on. That would be patience.
Patience.
And I'm still working on that one.
You're pretty patient.
I'm still working on that one.
I think I learned my patience from you.
Yeah, that's a biggie. But just wisdom, pick your battles.
Yeah.
To win the war, you pick your battles. Trying to think of what else. Just the wisdom to realize that not every little thing has to be exact
or perfect.
They have to be perfect. Yeah, I was a bit of a Nazi that way. That's what was it your friends or
It was
Katie's
my friends. It was my
that would
friends
call me
that
the cleaning Nazi.
the cleaning Nazi.
Yeah, because
So-
things had to be a certain way. A little bit of ADD there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just realizing that's the one thing I wish I'd spent less time cleaning and more time playing.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Well, and I think you're starting to do that. You're starting to enjoy and you're starting to play. I think retirement's been good for you guys because it's
Mhm.
allowed you a little bit more freedom to just go if you
Uh-huh.
want to. So that's been great. So we talked about the best advice maybe you got from your mother.
Mhm.
But the question now is, what is a piece of advice that anybody has given you that has just stuck with you all the way up till today?
Ooh, that's a hard one too. My dad was very frugal. They were married, not grew up, but they were married during the Depression. So, and he always gave me the advice of you don't, what is it? You don't expect your chickens till they hatch. Don't count your chickens till they hatch.
Yeah.
So he was always very, very much that way, taught you that to be careful, to be frugal, and I think that's always stuck with us. I've always had a budget and stuck to the budget type of thing, so that was probably some of the best advice I had. I'm trying to think of other advice. I had a friend once tell me, don't worry so much about the little things, concentrate on the big things. Don't worry. Don't waste stress and that on the little things. Yeah. So I thought that was always really good advice.
See, that's the same as my don't forget to clean the swamp when you're fighting the alligators.
Which I still don't.
It's don't let the small things get in the way of the big
Of
picture.
the big things. Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So true.
well, before we go, we have one other question, but first we really just want to say thank you for hopping on and sharing a little bit about what you do for mental health and how Mother's Day's been for you. We appreciate the time.
I have the best mom in the whole world, and I
Oh.
could never ever
I
say
don't
it
know about
enough.
that.
No, I really do. So you guys have always supported me, and you've been my biggest cheerleaders, and I've always said it. You guys are my heroes, and
you're
I
sweet. Well,
just I love you guys.
It's easy to do when you have great kids.
So rounding it out, we always start our episodes with gratitude, but we're going to end it this time. So what is one thing that you're grateful for today?
Ooh, that's hard. I mean, it's hard and it's easy because number one, my kids. I'm always grateful for my kids and all the love and support that they give us.
Mhm.
My belief in God has always been one thing that I'm always grateful for that brings me a lot of peace and solace in my life. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great. Well, everybody, again, we want to say thank you to Grandma Cindy for hanging out with us today on the special Mother's Day edition we did this week. So thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys later on. Hey, everybody. I hope you really enjoyed those little interviews with our moms as much as we did. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, it was such a pleasure sitting down with them. One thing I wanted to add too, now that we're through the interview, is a similarity or just even a confirmation with my mom was how much of her higher power is intertwined with her mental health. And I kind of always knew that, but that interview just really solidified that for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, it really made it more up there with you.
Well, it helped me understand it a little
Yeah.
bit more with her.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and for me, I learned how much my mom enjoys being outside for her mental health, her walks. And that's so me. I can go outside and just be that and be part of it and totally just be like, okay,
mhm.
now I get it.
Yeah,
I
it's so
see-
grounding.
I see where it comes from now.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it was really such a pleasure sitting
Yeah.
down with them and learning just new things about them that
Yeah.
we never really experienced before.
yeah. Well, everybody, again, thank you for taking your time out of your day today to listen to our little special Mother's Day edition this week. We really appreciate all of you. And as all of you know, we don't do this for us. We do this for you.
Yeah.
We love sitting down with you every week. We love to see this thing grow and people talking about it. And the only way that's done is by you guys sharing it, you guys talking about it, telling your families, your friends, your coworkers, telling them about this fun little podcast called Surviving Life's Pickles, Navigating Life's Challenges Together, that's here on the platform that you're listening to. So we challenge everybody at the end of our episodes to please take this episode or one of our previous episodes and share it with a family member, a friend, a coworker, or just somebody off the street that you meet that you're like, hey, you need to hear this today.
Yeah.
So share this information. Let them know about us. Talk to them about how fun it is and the cool stuff that we get to talk about here. And how, I mean, I love hearing how when people come up to us and say, hey, I shared this with so-and-so and they loved it and it totally helped them with what they were going through.
Speaking of which, we love to hear any comments or sending us any kind of information that you have that you've learned from our podcast. We would love to hear those comments from you. So
Yeah.
definitely share those with us if you have the chance.
Absolutely. And you can do that through our website. You can contact us through there. You can contact us through social media. You can just comment on the episode that you're listening to.
Yep.
So, and as we roll out today, what I want to do is I want to ask everybody out there listening, if you have a cool story, which we all do, get a hold of us. We'd love to sit down and share your story with the community and everybody listening.
Absolutely.
So reach out to us. We'd love to meet you guys in person. And if we already know you, reach out to us and say, hey, I want to come on the show. We would love to have you guys here to share your story and to get to know you better. So again, reach out to the website, social media, or through just the platform you're listening on and say, hey, I want to share my story. And we would love to get in contact with you and set that up. So in the meantime, we can't wait to see you guys next week. But between now and next week, we want you to keep your head up, keep a smile on that face, and don't forget that you're
a big deal.
we love you.
Go and hug your mom.